Welcome to Parlays, Payouts, and the Wagering Rules with your hosts, Robert Phillips and Bryson Granstra.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Parlays, Payouts, and the Wagering Woes. I am your host, Robert Phillips, along with my co-host, Bryson Granstra. Bryson, would you do me the favor and say hello?
Hello.
All right, so here we are again. We're going to do a Sunday money line parlay. We're going to go through the games one by one, down the list on the FanDuel Sportsbook. So if you want to follow along with us, click on those money lines and win some fucking money, right?
Yeah, I mean, I did listen to us, like we said. You listen to us, you're in good hands. So let's just keep it time draw.
I want everybody. So on our description for our YouTube channel, I put that I believe it was questionable thought process with good betting tips. I think it makes sense.
Works for me. Works
Yeah.
for everybody.
So should we get right into it?
Let's just tear right into that sumbitch.
All right, so I'll start us off here because it is the Battle of the Pirates. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against my Las Vegas Raiders. We have the Buccaneers as a minus 290 favorite. That puts the Raiders at a plus 235. Does not feel good. Never going to change to being a Raiders fan. Basically, Vegas thinks the Bucs are going to stomp the Raiders in this one. And I am here to tell you that's probably going to happen. I love my Raiders. It looked last week like they actually had an offense, but I will remind you that was a divisional game against a team they know very well. It's not going to happen again. They might score. They have Brock Bowers, who seems to be a real dude. He is about 116 yards from a 1,000-yard season.
Very impressive.
Very outside shot of Rookie of the Year. He's never going to win it because that's a quarterback-only award. Well, the Raiders, other than that, the Raiders are pretty much ranked in the bottom half of the league. Not even bottom half of the league, like lower 10% of the league in every offensive category right now. So Buccaneers win. Probably not close. The only thing the Raiders have is Brock Bowers and Max Crosby.
Yeah, 100%. I think Baker probably. I mean, Baker at this point is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I couldn't think of like maybe there's like 9 more better quarterbacks in the NFL than Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is a legit quarterback. I'm here for it. I have said millions of times I'm a Baker stan. Vegas, someday that some bitch is going to get right, but that's not.
I called you during the Carolina and Buccaneers game last week about Baker Mayfield. Let's not go where you were going to go. I called you about Baker Mayfield, and what did I tell you? Do you remember?
Who was their quarterback?
Yes, and it's Baker fucking Mayfield, and in Baker Mayfield we trust.
Yep. You know, I will say I don't want to delve too much into that, but one thing that I think is really cool about the Bakers and the Josh Allens is he threw some shitty interceptions in that game. And he just moved on and just kept.
You know what he did? You know what happened? He threw those bad interceptions and he prayed to Jesus. Just like, what's his name now? God damn it, I just had it. Where I was going with it.
James Winston.
Yeah, just going to pray to Jesus for no more pick sixes.
He changed his evil ways. But good for Baker. But yeah, I'm sorry, but your Raiders aren't getting it done this weekend.
Yeah, so you want to go ahead and click that for our first link of the parlay? We got the Buccaneers winning.
Sure did, sir.
I believe next we have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. You want to go ahead and go first?
Yeah. So Cleveland's a mess. Jameis is a hell of a lot of fun to watch. I legit, he might be the funnest quarterback in the league. He can't miss television.
His play and the post-game interviews and the pre-game hype up.
Yeah.
He's got it all.
Like, he's great. But Pittsburgh, it's Pittsburgh's just a better team, better literally everywhere. Yeah, it's Pittsburgh.
I agree with you. It's Pittsburgh. The Browns haven't won in Pittsburgh since forever. Not a lot of people know that, but that is the truth.
Probably the last time they won would have been the Baker Mayfield, the playoffs with Baker Mayfield.
I don't know if we're counting the regular season on this or not, but out of the last 20 times the Browns went to Pittsburgh, How many victories do you think they have?
Not including playoffs?
I'm just gonna say last 20 times.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
I don't know if my little fun fact right here, I have including playoffs or not including playoffs. So let's just go in general.
2.
So the Browns are not winning. They will be the Browns. Their offense will move the ball because that's what it does with Jameis Winston. There will be some interceptions. The Steelers overall are just better everywhere. Offense, defense, special teams, coaching, obviously coaching. Dude, Nick Chubb looks like he should retire at the end of the year. He does not look like Nick Chubb.
just the fact that he's on the football field though after that injury is impressive.
And also, I believe momentum matters in the NFL.
I agree.
And besides for fun games, Cleveland's on a losing streak. Pittsburgh's on a winning streak. Again, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I agree. Pittsburgh's that probably third best team in the AFC right now, and Cleveland's dog shit.
Yes. So next we have the
Bill Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans, and I don't know if you can smell that, but this game stinks.
It is, and we like to not bet on shitty games, right?
Yeah,
But I think I know who wins this one.
go for it.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with Tank Bigsby, a backup running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Should be the starter, way better than Travis Etienne, averaging 5.5 carries or 5.5 yards per carry this season. Should be getting the ball way more. If you've seen Travis Etienne, he sucks. Will Levis, Tennessee's quarterback, all he can really do is make mayonnaise commercials, and they're not even that entertaining if you've seen them. Not impressed by his football play, attacking skills, anything. He once had a hot girlfriend at the NFL draft. That was about it. And so I think, for one thing, I think Tennessee will be drafting a new quarterback next season. I think they'll be done with Will Levis. Tennessee has a better defense. I think right now they have a better running game because Jacksonville is starting their better running back. We are going to the Titans, right?
Yeah, if Trevor Lawrence had not have been potentially decapitated last week, I probably would have went with Jacksonville.
He just learned his ABCs again. So that's impressive. So early in the recovery process.
Jacksonville, we're just waiting for Jacksonville to move to London. Call it close up shop. Yeah, we're going to Tennessee. Like we talked about, it's really hard to pick between two terrible teams going against each other. That whole division just sucks. And it sucked for a long
time. The Colts are kind of fun. The Texans are obviously fun. But
I don't know.
These two teams are, shit. For lack of a better word.
Yeah, we'll go Tennessee in a game that I'm not going to watch.
Most people won't.
Unless you're a fan of those teams, and if you are,
what are you doing with your life?
Why?
Dude, be better. Be better.
Yeah. You remember that Michael Jordan commercial when he's like, stop. Get some help.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's what, if you're a fan of one of these two teams, obligatory cola ad.
Dude, I am so thirsty right now. Whoa.
So refreshing.
So refreshing. I've never been so refreshed.
Okay, so all right, this next game, I want your opinion on this.
I mean, that's why I'm here.
Okay, so I think I know who's going to win, but it's it's Carolina versus Philly. And now hear me out. Philly just came off of beating the Ravens, and the Ravens kind of beat themselves a little bit because Justin Tucker, whatever. But that, you on such a high after beating, Baltimore, who's considered to be one of the best teams in the league, right? And you have Carolina, who the last couple weeks, the Kansas City loss and the
Can I rebuttal real quick already? I'm sorry I don't want to mess up your train of thought, but so you have the Eagles coming in on a high, right? Because they just won. So in that same sense, wouldn't we have Carolina coming in on a high also?
I'm saying this, I think that Carolina's
not really supposed to be there anyway.
I feel like Carolina is playing like Bryce Young. At this point now, I think that Carolina should give Bryce Young one more year. Like earlier on, I would say, hey, get rid of him, but he is playing well. Like for the first time in his career, like he is playing well. And it screams. And I don't know.
He's playing well with not a lot of weapons.
Yeah,
Really.
exactly. I mean, and I don't know if I have the balls to say that Carolina is going to beat Philly. Man, this just screams like one of those trap games that every year you look back on and you go, how the hell did they beat them?
Well,
Like I said,
I do not see it
but
happening.
I think people are going to go into the game expecting Philly just to massacre them, and I don't think that's going to happen.
It could be closer than expected. Do not see Carolina making it too dramatic at the end. You got the spread right there? You got the spread right there in front of you or no?
Yeah, I do.
I would right now. I would put it at 7.5 for the Eagles.
3.5.
Oops.
Sorry, I apologize. I read the Jacksonville, Tennessee one. It is 12.5. It is 12.
Okay. Wow. I was
sorry. I apologize.
that is still a big spread.
Philly very easily take care of business. Probably will, but just they need to go. This is still the NFL. I think Bryce Young is definitely at least earned himself one more year. If he can
we both agree on the Eagles so we can put it in our parlay?
We'll go with the Eagles. I just had to get that out. I've been struggling with that all day thinking about
Dude, if you really want to, I'll do this with you. I'll kill our parlay and make sure nobody ever listens to us again.
We'll go with Philly.
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay, you want to go next game? We have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings. I just got done with a big rant. Go ahead. What do you got?
All right. So I thought I saw earlier in the week something about Michael Penix starting, but obviously that's not the case because I haven't seen it again since then. And I looked at the sports books and I've seen all kinds of ads for Kirk Cousins. Jesus, I don't know. I really don't know right now. I thought I knew. Where is your lean currently?
I think that the Kirk Cousins experiment in Atlanta is over. I think he is way too slow. I don't think he reads defenses as well as he used to.
I mean, that never be something that goes though.
He's never been
to get better at that.
He's never been like a physical, impressively quarterback. It's always been a lot of mental. He just doesn't look good. I think Minnesota. I mean, also this is also Kirk Cousins coming back to Minnesota.
He does not do well under pressure. Normally, I would be like a revenge game. But
I see Minnesota blitzing the hell out of Kirk like all day.
Yeah, 100% the Vikings win. You're right.
Listen, I'd be very happy. If I had to be wrong, I'm going to be happy, but I don't think I am. Next game, we have the New York Disappointments versus the Miami Fish Sticks.
Well, I can do this one easily. Dolphins win. We're not going to entertain the thought of the Jets winning because the stuff that's out in my trash can is better than the Jets. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers is anymore. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I think that's gone. To save the argument, I'll say that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the last 20 years. Okay. But I think right now he is not great. That offense isn't great, and the defense sucked once they got rid of Saleh. The Jets lose. Yeah.
Jets are a mess. It's in Miami. If the game was in New York, maybe I'd go New York because Miami apparently doesn't play very well in the Colts. But yeah, we're gonna go with Miami.
I think right now, if the Jets and the Raiders would play again, I think the Raiders might win. That's how bad the Jets suck.
The Jets. All right, next game. We have the New Orleans Saints versus the New York Giants. This is another stinker.
I think it's an easy read on this one though.
Go for it.
The Saints win. I assume Drew Lock is going to be starting again. Yeah. I don't know why they would go anywhere else again. All right. The Saints have a better defense. They will get a turnover or two. Derek Carr's starting the ball out again. Marquez Valdez-Scantling will catch a deep pass. Look for him in a player prop parlay. I'm going to throw it in there. It'll be fun. The Saints and their coach, the Rizzler, win.
Yeah, I'd said when they let Daniel Jones go, I said that they weren't gonna win another game this year. So I'm gonna stick to that. I think New Orleans is gonna win the game. I'm probably not gonna be watching, but I'll catch the clips on Red Zone when MVS catches those 50 or 60-yard touchdown passes.
Over the shoulder like that.
So yeah, we're gonna go with the New Orleans Saints. All right, the next game was another one I've been struggling with. So I want to hear your take on it. And that is the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah,
This is a tough one.
yeah, it is.
Seattle's defense is starting to play a little better. I believe Arizona has the better quarterback, a little bit barely, probably barely.
Definitely the shorter.
Man, that's an interesting one.
I agree.
I think right now, if I had to pick right now, which is what we're doing, obviously, I think right now I would have to go with Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm not super excited or super confident in it, but that's who I would go with currently.
It's in Arizona, if that makes a difference to you.
Not a whole lot. I live in Arizona, and does Arizona really have that many fans?
No, it doesn't.
I don't see a lot of Cardinals jerseys on Sundays.
No, it's weird because they're like legit. I think the third or they're like the second or third oldest organization in the NFL, and they don't have hardly any fans. They've been around. Okay, real quick question while I'm sitting there thinking, what is the second oldest NFL rivalry?
The second oldest?
The oldest is Green Bay.
Yeah, that's second oldest. Man, I would not know this. I would not know.
It's the Cardinals and the Packers.
I would have never got that.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even know if I want to count that.
Useless trivia, but there you go. All that being said, while I'm sitting there thinking, probably I'm going to go with Arizona. They did look good against against Minnesota last week. I'll go Arizona. Don't feel super strong. I could definitely see either one of them winning.
We're throwing under a parlay.
This is another good one. Chicago versus the San Francisco 49ers. Chicago, who just fired their head coach, by the way.
You know what happens after a team fires their head coach?
That's true.
They win. They get the upset. And you know what I think happens this week?
What's that?
Chicago wins. The 49ers aren't that great. They're down to their third string running back. They are down to a fat, slow Deebo Samuel. No Brandon Ayuk. Juwan Jennings is their number one receiver, along with George Kittle, who's getting towards the end of his career. Chicago has played pretty good in the past 3 games. They wouldn't have had one of the worst head coaches in the history of the NFL. They could have won a few of those games. I said 3 games, and I said they could have won a few of those games. And that's what I mean. They could have won all 3 of those games if they had better coaching. Chicago wins this game.
Okay. Let me give my thought process here. Okay. Everything you said makes sense. The only thing that holds me back is there's something about knowing how to win in sports. And hold on. San Francisco, just they even though you're right, everybody's so injured, Kyle Shanahan is still there. They just know how to win. In Chicago reminds me a lot of the college team that you and I sadly root for. And it's where they just always find new and painful ways to lose football games.
They do, but how much of that was coaching? You're down to 36 seconds. It's 3rd and 10. You're almost in field goal range. Don't wait your quarterback to call a timeout. Call a timeout.
How fucked up is it that the Bears had him go out, do his morning press conference, and then fire him after?
I don't care. Do better at your job. You don't want to be embarrassed like that. Do better at your job.
I get that. They should have fired him, but the point is they made the guy do the press conference, and then an hour later, and he's like, hey, I'm here, And then an hour later, they fired the guy. I'll go with Chicago too. I'll go with Chicago too.
You brought up that you want to follow the teams that know how to win. Right?
Yeah.
I would argue that the 49ers do not know how to win right now.
I would say, when I say that, is the 49ers
I know what you meant by it. I know what you
So-
meant by it. I'm just trying to twist your words around.
No, I get that. I just feel like they know how to not beat themselves. We'll go Chicago. I think this is, I will say, this is, if San Francisco doesn't get this done, they're already not going to the playoffs, but this is it. They're finished. That's it. And that's probably it in more ways than one in San Francisco.
I don't think anything's happening with Kyle Shanahan. I do have a friend that lives in San Francisco, and I actually talked to him today, and he said that everybody wants Shanahan gone right now. And as my resident 49er fan, his point was, who are they going to get that's better?
Yeah.
You're not going to find a better coach right now. Well, I mean, you could find a couple better coaches, but they are employed. You're not going to replace Kyle Shanahan with a better coach.
I mean, okay. All right. Real quick. I'll just run by something real quick. Maybe they go the John Gruden route. And I don't mean hiring John Gruden.
Hiring a racist?
Yeah.
Or
Hey.
homophobic.
Hey, you know what? He brought a championship to Tampa. So, hey, it is what it is.
With Tony Dungy's team.
Hey, he was there. He got the job. All right. And he did make and he's really person in the last 25 years to make the Raiders relevant. I will say, I lost my train of thought now. Damn it. So, John Gruden, what I mean by that is, maybe it's something where a team like, I don't know, Cincinnati is like, hey, how about we trade Kyle Shanahan?
And your crazy, hypothetical, drug-induced dream, the 49ers, and why? The 49ers, so then Kyle Shanahan coaches the Bengals, and then Taylor would coach the 49ers?
No. They get rid of Taylor, but no, like when John Gruden came over to the Buccaneers.
Taylor doesn't seem to be the problem.
The Raiders. Hey, I do agree with you. He's not the problem, but I was just using that as an example.
Why? I hated your example.
But no, you could easily get a couple first round picks for a Kyle Shanahan.
Probably could.
And I will say there is something to where it's like the Andy Reid situation where at some point it was great, but you just couldn't get the job done. And it feels like they keep getting so close. And now all of those players that were there, they're starting to get older. They're not playing as much because they're out all the time. Like, it might be that situation where it's just time to, part ways.
I think right now there's just too many injuries. I think that's the main thing. There's too many injuries, offensively and defensively.
Well, but all those guys that are injured are getting old.
Yeah. So we're both agreeing. Chicago with the upset.
Sorry, I got into that. Next one, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the LA Rams. Buffalo. I'm going to pick Buffalo against anybody.
Yep, Buffalo. Josh Allen, he's going to do whatever he wants with them. I'll stop right there. He's going to do lots of bad stuff to their defense.
MVP, Josh Allen.
Probably right now, yeah. So, we could probably move on. Bills win. Rams lose. Put it in the parlay.
Let's see here. For Sunday Night Football, we got a good one. We got the LA Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You smell that? I smell it.
Did lightning strike a native? I don't know if that's right.
An upset.
I was trying to put something together with the lightning and then the Chiefs, and but when I said it, it sounded hateful.
Hey, listen, I'm 33% Native American, so I give you a pass.
But I think the Chargers do win.
I think the Chiefs, I can't believe the Chiefs. They just keep skating by. I don't think they can do it all the time.
It does not keep happening. With better coaching, first off, Antonio Pierce, I root for him. I want him to remain the Raiders head coach, and I want it to work out. But with better coaching, the Raiders would have beat the Chiefs. And I think with better coaching, the Chargers will beat the Chiefs.
I agree. Better coaching, better quarterbacking, way better quarterbacking.
Right, currently.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think it's going to be a good game. All Chiefs games are close. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm going LA. I think LA is going to get it done.
What's the spread right now? I guess like 2.5.
3.5.
3.5.
Most games that are close, are normally like threes. I've noticed. Yeah, it's 3.5 right now.
And we know that the Chiefs can't cover a spread. So,
Yeah. So, and then we want to go Monday night?
yeah, we're going to go Monday night.
Okay, Monday night. This is the Disney Plus Simpsons one, so I'm actually really excited.
I'm not excited about that. I don't know if you watched it last year when they did the Toy Story one.
They're going to work out the kinks. They're going to work out
I hope they do because it looked horrible.
Yeah, it did.
I could have made better animation.
I'm a big Simpsons guy, so I'm excited for it. We got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Dallas Cowboys, two of the most underperforming teams in the NFL. Cincinnati, God, I feel so bad for Joe Burrow because he's balling out right now.
And Jamar Chase. There's Jamar Chase in there.
Yeah, I mean, they are. They're balling out. And like last week, they put up 30. If you put up 8 points and you still lose,
I'm hoping that duo takes me to a fantasy championship this season. Just saying.
they have
I think there's 2 guarantees for this game. The Bengals win and the overhits. And our parlay, we were all going to do one of those 2. But I believe both those will happen. And this will be a fun Monday night same game parlay. So definitely we'll be posting that.
So, all right. So, you want me to do the rundown?
Yeah, you go ahead and do the rundown because I have nothing to look at. I will make weird faces. I'll do gestures, karate movements. I don't know.
Basement. All right. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Las Vegas Raiders. The Cleveland Browns getting beat by the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have the Tennessee Titans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Philadelphia Eagles over the Carolina Panthers. The Minnesota Vikings over the Atlanta Falcons. The Miami Dolphins versus the New York Trash Cans. The New Orleans Saints over the New York Giants.
The Rizzler.
Cardinals over the Seattle Seahawks. The Chicago Bears over the San Francisco 49ers. The Buffalo Bills over the Los Angeles Rams. And we have the Los Angeles Chargers over the Kansas City Chiefs.
Upset that we all see coming.
Smell it. And to round up the parlay, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Dallas Cowboys. And
so in this world, $10 will get us what?
$10 is going to get you $2,410 and 87 cents. I mean,
you guys, we need more Christmas money, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody else out there. I got kids, and they expect presents. And currently, I have negative money by a lot. I'm not. We just won. What am I talking about? We hit every single game last week.
That's true. Make it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's plenty. Anyways, I'm saying we're gonna win everybody Christmas money. That's where I was going.
That is right, and that is what we are gonna do.
All right, so that is it for us. Good luck, everybody. That's our show. Remember, please bet responsibly, drink irresponsibly, and when in doubt, cash out.
Good one, everybody.